Zion Williamson is not what you would call a well-kept secret of the NBA. In fact, he's one of the most notorious players there is, gaining fame and attention while he was still playing for Duke University, thanks to his TikTok perfect slam dunks. Add to the fact that he was drafted by the Pelicans in the first pick of the 2019 draft, and here you have one of the most popular players right from his rookie year. Despite all the press though, there are a lot of things that many people still don't know about Williamson. That's what we're gonna change today. But before all that, make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on so you won't miss any of our next videos. Now, here are some secrets about Zion Williamson that you never knew about. Number 1, he already knew what he wanted to be at 5 years old. While some of us still struggle to find out exactly what we want out of life, Zion already knew what path he wanted to take at the young age of 5. In fact, he was still in kindergarten when he told his parents that he wanted to play college basketball and be the country's #1 player. And props to his parents too for recognizing how serious he was at the time. Some folks don't pay much attention to such pronouncements from kids with unchecked ambitions yet, but Williamson's parents are a different breed. They literally helped him develop his skills, allowing Zion to be the only 5-year-old on an AAU team for 9-year-olds. And when he did reach the age of 9, he started waking up at 5 in the morning to train and work out. How crazy is that for a 9-year-old? Through it all, Zion's parents were present to help him grow his game. 2, he was named after Mount Zion. One reason why Williamson's parents were ultra supportive of his dreams was because they had some pretty high expectations of the boy. Zion's parents were actually collegiate athletes during their time too, and so they already knew their son would at least have the basic aptitude for sports. Then they even decided to name him after Mount Zion, the highest peak in ancient Jerusalem. It is widely believed that a person's name actually reflects his personality. As it turns out, Zion's name was truly apt for the way he became the actual #1 draft pick. Number 3, it runs in the family. As mentioned earlier, Zion's parents deserve all the credit for knowing exactly what a young superstar athlete needs. Guess it's no longer shocking since his mother, Sharonda Sampson, was a skilled baller in her time too. In fact, she gets all the props for being Zion's first basketball coach as he jumped from one youth league to another, always with the goal of refining his skills. After divorcing Zion's biological dad when Williamson was 5, she went on to remarry Lee Anderson, a veteran in youth basketball development, who played at Clemson and Columbus State. Now, it's not too difficult to see how Williamson was able to bloom as a player at such a young age, right? Number 4, malicious rumors about Zion's mom. So far, Zion's mom is coming across as somewhat of a superstar. One might even say she is the real MVP, but there were actually some pretty nasty allegations regarding Zion's mom and Zion's penultimate decision to play for Duke despite other amazing offers, like the first one he ever got from Wofford College. While he was still a freshman in high school, rumors surfaced that Zion received cash under the table when an attorney named Avenatti accused his mom of receiving paychecks for supposed consulting services from Nike. According to Avenatti, this salary actually served as a bribe to get Zion to commit to Duke. The school said it would look into the issue, but a lot of fans already think it's a false accusation that's worth nothing more than any other empty publicity stunt. Number 5, Zion Williamson once made Nike stock plunge. When we say everyone watches Zion, we mean everyone, including investors. In the opening minutes of one Duke-UNC game, Zion suffered a knee injury after his Nike Paul George 2.5S ripped. This caused Nike stock to plummet by over $1 billion freaking dollars. In an attempt to manage the damage, Nike immediately went to Durham to create a custom-made shoe for Zion. Number 6, Zion got his revenge by showing up in Adidas gear. Sustaining a knee injury because of a shoe mishap is no small deal, so we can all understand why Williamson would be salty after that. He did miss the opportunity to show his displeasure with the brand after the incident by going on Instagram Live to show off some pretty handsome Adidas gear. Well, to be fair, Adidas was the sponsor for his high school basketball team and even one of his AAU teams. Still, the timing would give anyone a chuckle, although Zion remained loyal with Nike afterwards. Number 7, Williamson's first recorded dunk was in 8th grade. A lot of fans attribute Zion Williamson's impeccable slam dunk to his height, often forgetting that the guy wasn't even a 6-footer when he fed his first slam and jam. He had just started 8th grade and was 5 feet 9 inches when he first dunked in actual games. The slam dunk master practiced his highlight plays as early as then, and it only helped when he grew from 5'9" in 8th grade all the way to 6'7" during his last few years in high school. So aside from Zion Williamson's height, it's truly his vertical leap and dedication to perfecting his dunks that should be applauded for the dunking juggernaut that he is today. Number 8, he started playing as a point guard. Speaking of Zion Williamson's early troubles with his height, did you know that he was rarely the largest player on his youth teams, which prompted his parents to focus training his point guard skills? Well, at the time he didn't really look like a player who would grow up to be such a slam dunk beast, so his parents' coaches gave him extra work in ball handling, passing, and court vision. Obviously, all this extra training proved beneficial for Williamson's career. There are a lot of players with an insane natural talent, but Williamson's training really propelled allowed him to become once-in-a-generation kind of talent. Number 9. He knew Ja Morant way before their time in the NBA. I know we said Zion Williamson is once-in-a-generation talent, but that's not to say there aren't other crazy talented players that are in his batch. After all, Ja Morant is in the same generation too, and did you know that Morant and Williamson actually go way back? The two played together during summer AAU basketball on the SC Hornets before they entered their first year in high school. At the time, neither of them received much attention or recognition. Who knew that a few years down the road, the two would be drafted one after the other as the top picks of the NBA draft? Aw, who's peeling onions over here? Number 10. Zion had to turn down a football scholarship from LSU. Looking how Zion Williamson is built, no one will doubt that many teams and clubs wished he'd have grown up to be a football player himself. In fact, LSU's tight end coach Eric Mateos saw untapped football potential in the guy and gave him a full scholarship offer. It would have been so much fun watching Zion truck through safeties and corners, but we're just not sure we're willing to give up dunk mixtapes for that anyway. Number 11. Zion Williamson is likely to become a billionaire. If this projection turns out to be accurate, Williamson would go on to become just the second athlete with a billionaire status. Right after the Michael, the GOAT Jordan, sneaker marketing guru Sony Veraco correctly projected that Nike, Adidas, and Reebok's quest to sign Zion will be the biggest bidding war ever done in the sneaker game. We now know that Williamson signed his first 7-year shoe deal with Nike for a hefty price tag of $75 million, but his marketability doesn't end here. Keep in mind that it's not his shoe deal that made MJ a billionaire, but the rest of his endorsement deals. According to Vasaro, Williamson might even have a higher marketability than Jordan himself. In an interview, he said, "If Zion doesn't change, I predict that he will be the first basketball athlete at 18 years old that the world is rooting for to become a billionaire. I say billionaire very easily. He is going to have an opportunity to be the face of every company and every major corporation. He is the most marketable person I've seen for a lot of different reasons. Talk about having a bright future." Number 12. Drake gave Zion his approval seal when he was still in high school. After a long and winding journey, Drake has finally settled down and given his full commitment to supporting his hometown team, aka the Toronto Raptors. But before that, Drake had his eyes trained on whichever team was bound to win, and that's how Williamson caught his eye in the first place. Zion was an obvious star even from a young age, which is why Drake decided to rep his high school jersey right from the get-go. As destiny would have it, Drake is also Zion Williamson's favorite rapper, so he just couldn't believe it when he found out that Drake wore his high school jersey. He said, "It's amazing that Drake even knows my name." When your favorite rapper wears your jersey, it's an indescribable feeling. And last but not the least, he was strong enough in college to bend backboards. Zion, our guy, has to be careful here, because we all know how the NBA is already penalizing players for breaking backboards, and it appears Williamson is capable of doing just that. In fact, his teammates back at Duke called him Zanos, after Marvel's supervillain Thanos, because once he threw down a dunk so forcefully that he literally bent the backboard. And that wraps up our list of little known facts about Zion Williamson. Hope you enjoy getting to know this monster a little better.